What's up, y'all? This is Hammer here again, back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about some quick trending news. I'm going to be giving my quick thoughts on the Tory Lanez case. For those who may not know, Tory Lanez is a very popular black male rapper. And essentially, there has been a lot of allegations that he essentially shot Megan Thee Stallion. These allegations have been going on for a couple of years now, but recently they actually went to court. And at first, based on what was said within the trial, a lot of people and a lot of sort of media stations all assumed that essentially Tory Lanez was going to be found not guilty. However, recently it came out that Tory Lanez actually was found guilty on all three charges. He could potentially face 20 years in jail. Now, here's the thing, guys. Look, when it comes to the case, do I believe Tory Lanez did it? I really don't know. In my opinion, based on what I heard, I have not been able to come to a conclusion one way or another. But one thing I will say is this, okay? The situation with Tory Lanez, in my opinion, really is kind of showing the sort of gender war that's happening within black men and black women, and really between men and women in general, right? Because because right now you have women who are saying, oh my god, whenever women are attacked, whenever black women are attacked, they're never believed. And now you have the men saying, oh my god, she's lying, she's making allegations. For me, I don't really know what happened, but hey, if he did it, then he should go to jail. But before we get into that, let's get into our intro. So before I give my further thoughts into the situation, let's get a quick guess of what happened.
And we have breaking news out of Los Angeles tonight. A verdict was just reached in the Tory Lanez trial. The rapper accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. The shooting and trial, of course, drew a lot of attention online with rumors and misinformation that Meghan herself called torturous. Nyla Charles has been following this case closely for us and joins us now. Nyla, what are we learning?
Jacob, in LA Superior Court, jury just found Tory Lanez guilty on all three felony charges he was facing, including carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, assault with a semi-automatic handgun, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. This chapter now closed for Megan Thee Stallion, whose attorney is saying, quote, the jury got it right. I am thankful there is justice for Meg. This comes on the second day of deliberations and after a tumultuous 2 years since the shooting and a trial full of surprises. The Canadian hip-hop star, known for his hit single Say It, was charged with the 2020 shooting of the Grammy-winning rapper, known for her sensual lyrics and bold style. On the stand, Meghan said Tory Lanez shot her after telling her to dance. Meghan facing intense scrutiny on social media and from hip-hop bloggers questioning her account. Then giving dramatic testimony this week about the...
And it's also important to understand that this has been going on for a couple of years. So this is not like for the past couple of years, you've had like allegations back and forth. I'm like recently it was Drake who dropped an album where he accused Megan Thee Stallion of lying. So it's been going back and forth a lot. But I feel like the reason why it's getting so much, in addition to them being, major, icons, right? The reason why I think it's getting so much, publicity is because it once again touches on this idea of quote unquote violence against women. Let's just keep it real, okay? That's why it's getting so much, right? It's touching on this sort of idea, this idea of violence against women, and a lot of women, especially black women, right, have been sort of making these arguments for many years that whenever violence is directed towards them, nobody cares. Now, do I agree that in this society, black women get less sympathy compared to white women? Yes, it's obvious, right? Whenever a white girl goes missing in the United States, you will have alerts everywhere. If a black girl goes missing, nothing happens. But that's really why it's getting so much attention, right? It goes back to this idea of violence against women. So for a lot of black women, they were rallying behind Megan Thee Stallion because it felt like, here you have a high-profile case of a female, a massive black woman star who quote unquote says she faced violence. We need to go out here and rally for her, because if she, if she goes down, then this is a bad look for Black women, and folks are going to attack us. But for a lot of Black men, a lot of men, they saw the situation essentially as just her, as really another Me Too case, right? A lot of dudes feel like this is just her making allegations against, Tory Lanez. Not true. Now, for me personally, I don't really have an opinion either way. I in my opinion, I don't know that much about the case to even have a judgment. But what I will say is that this situation really does show you how a lot of the quote-unquote issues surrounding violence against women, gender war, Me Too, has sort of come together and is sort of manifesting in this case.
Harassment she suffered around the case, telling the court, "I don't want to live. I wish he had just shot and killed me if I had to go through this torture." The trial full of surprises. One unexpected turn when Meghan's former best friend, Kelsey Harris, testified, recanting her interview with investigators about the incident in which she identified Tory Lanez as the shooter, saying parts of the recorded interview weren't accurate, according to the Associated Press. Jury began deliberations Thursday. In the afternoon, they sent a note to the judge asking for a better definition of the word willfully and on purpose.
Now, Charles is still with us here. Nyla, of course, you mentioned a guilty verdict came in. I want to know, what is the reaction to this verdict?
Well, Jacob, Jacob, actually, it looks like from the AP reporting there that it's actually very emotional. I spoke to Tory Lanez's attorney last night, and he says him and his client were expecting that Tory Lanez be acquitted on all.
Yes, and that's true. You had news articles that were literally saying that Tory Lanez could be, acquitted. Even me too, because I heard a lot of people, online, a lot of major news stations that were saying this. So I think for a lot of us, Tory Lanez being convicted and found guilty was really shocking, because for a very long time, for the past couple of days, we've been hearing so much people saying online, so many, articles, so many news outlets saying that Tory Lanez, he's getting get off, this not adding up. So for us, the narrative that was really being pushed out was that, hey, Meghan Thee Stallion story is not adding up. Meghan Thee Stallion story is not, lining up. And so, he's gonna get out. And to be honest with you, a lot of guys really believed that. That's why I feel like this situation in which Tory Lanez was actually found guilty on all charges is kind of funny and it's interesting. But before we continue, right, let me show you guys another video. Right? And the video I'm going to show you right now is, this is Tory Lanez's father, right? And this is his reaction after his son was found guilty. Let me pull this up real quick. This is Tory Lanez's father. And this is his reaction after his son was found guilty. The reason why this is funny, right, is that when you look at Tory Lanez's father, it's obvious that, bruh, a lot of your anger is not just about that's your son. I can tell that Tory Lanez has been dropping a lot of money on you. And really what you're really mad about is that Tory Lanez going to jail will mean a lot of that moolah, a lot of those cash is also being cut off. But let's input. I want you guys to hear this. Let's hear it.
I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly.
The worst miscarriage of justice? Come on, man. So what you're saying is that Tory Lanez being found guilty is worse than the Emmett Till case? Come on.
Exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Tall and Alex Butt.
They met on Saturday before. They met
with our witness. And then the man came back, and I sat in the hallway while he sat.
Okay, so he's just going off. So if you look at him and you look at the woman next to him, right, it's obvious that Tory Lanez has been dropping a lot of money on his father. Look at how he's dressed. So, dude, we know what it is. But you screaming about Jay-Z, screaming about trading souls. Look, okay, Tory Lanez was found guilty on 3 charges, right? Now, did he shoot Meghan the Stallion? I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what the jury found. That's what the jury concluded. But you going out here and screaming about, Jay-Z and trading souls. Come on, brother. But with that being said, y'all, that's kind of my thoughts. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think. Do you agree with the verdict? Do you disagree with the verdict? And make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. With that being said, hammer out.